এইটো হৈছে কৰিব পাৰে বুলি কৈছে।
Join, sir. Dipankar, sir. Dipankar, sir, I have joined.
Sir, good afternoon.
Yes, sir, I have joined. Hello, hello, hello. Am I audible? Hello. Hello.
Mata sir, good afternoon.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, okay, fine. Okay, I am able to listen. Shall we start the session, sir? Shall I start the session? Hello. Dipankar sir?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Can we start the session now?
Yes, sir. Let's start.
Okay, fine. I'm sharing the screen with you. Will others please mute the mic? So we had stopped here yesterday where we were talking about descriptive statistics. Now, today we will understand the inferential statistics, right? Now, what is the difference between descriptive and inferential? Can anybody tell me before we run the analysis?
So descriptive statistics tells about the sample, but inferential statistics tells about the population.
Very nice. Excellent. So we want to infer about the population with the help of some basic statistics which are available. So we are drawing a sample from the population. And we want to infer about the population. But why we are not directly studying the population directly?
Because it will be time consuming.
So it will be very large, time consuming, or
It will be
Sir,
costly
not
also.
economical also.
it's not economical. And therefore we go for the sampling methods. Now in this process, we want to ensure that this sample, the right word is, should be the true representative of the population. Now what does that mean? It should be the true representative of the population. What does that mean?
That means if we study the whole population, we will have the same result as we have got from the sample. Because we have selected the sample as accurate as possible.
Yes, sir. Dipankar, sir, no problem. We will manage the.
Yes, sir. Sir, my sound was not coming, sir. Now it's okay.
So I called you 2-3 times, but maybe it may be some technical glitch.
Yes. Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
So
No,
is there any protocol, sir, which we have to follow?
no, nothing, sir. Nothing, sir.
Okay. Shall I continue?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, fine. So this should be the true representative of the population. What does that mean?
So that means the sample should be accurate sample.
No, that is not accurate. What is accurate sample? What is accurate
That means
sample?
no biasness should be
Unbiased.
there.
Unbiased.
Yes, sir.
Unbiased. So the word which has come here is unbiased. Now, I will say that your sample should be healthy. Okay. Say for example, a very simple example I will give. Bhaskar Sharma, it is not a random selection of the sample. That is again a different ball game, random selection. I'll explain everything bit by bit. First, understand. You are infected with the malaria and doctor extracts 5 mm blood from your body. And this is also known as sample. Now, what is his presumption? What is his presumption? This is your blood sample. What is his presumption?
If this sample shows the positive result, then
No. What is his basic presumption? That this blood sample
we contain
is having all the characteristics of the blood which is in the body. Do you agree?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
It means that whatever inferences which I will draw for the blood sample will be applicable for the will be applicable for the person or the population. Do you agree?
Yes.
So here I can say this is a true representative of the population. Now, if I talk about social science, is there any method to say that my sample is healthy or it is a true representative of the population? Is there any method?
So, two methods are there, probability and non-probability sampling method.
No, that is done. That is a method for data collection. I want
Yes.
to say that is my sample nearer to the population or not? Is it nearer? Is it a true representative or not? Now,
Normality test.
yeah, normality test is there. Now the question arises that why normality testing is there and why we have to go for such type of testing. Why is it necessary? Why the world is not flat? Why things cannot behave in a constant manner? Say for example, just pay attention here. I will give you an example where the world is flat. Your mother has made a soup for you, right? And she insisted that you taste the soup. Does it matter that from which location you are testing it?
No,
Which-
sir.
No, sir.
Does it matter?
No,
Sorry.
sir.
Yes, sir.
How?
Maybe in some portion the salt content may be less than
No,
other.
she has stirred it very well. Everything has been well stirred. Everything has been well stirred, well dissolved. Does it matter then from which side you are testing
No,
the
sir.
soup?
No.
And this is the classical case of uniform distribution. Right? Uniform distribution. Things are constant. There is no change which is happening. Is it clear? Now, after testing the soup, you found that there is a pinch of salt is less. And therefore, you added a pinch of salt in the center. And you forgot to stir it. Is it clear? Now, what will happen? The particles will start dissolving. You forgot to stir it, right? Now, does it matter that from which area you are testing?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, let us understand that that these sediments start dissolving. Very less sediments will go this side. Very less sediments will go this side. More and more accumulation will be in center. Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, if I superimpose this curve, now if you superimpose this curve with a magical wand, you will find that it is a normal distribution. Can you see this?
Yes, sir.
It's a normal distribution. Now, what is the skewness here then? If this is normal distribution, then what can be the skewness?
Zero.
The skewness is 0, but
Yes.
let us understand what can be the skewness. The same thing, suppose a pinch of salt was added this side.
If it goes to any one of the side.
Yeah,
Any
other
one side.
Yeah,
Yes.
any one side. And therefore, this is a skewness. Completely one-sided, lopsided things have happened. Now, does it matter that from which side you taste the soup?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So the person here will feel that this is salty. And this is, from this side, he will feel that it's not up to the mark. Now, what has gone wrong here? What has gone wrong here? What has gone wrong here?
So unbiased.
The position
bias,
of the person.
the biased data collection.
Yeah, there is the biasness has been introduced in the sample. Either it is a positive bias or it is a negative bias. Now, what are the methods to bring this curve to normal? Is there any method? How can I bring this in the center? Uniform distribution. How can I bring this in center? Think and tell me. Think and tell me. So first is by proper stirring. Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
The second is by adding more water, more soup. Okay, by adding more soup. The third is by adding more salt on other side. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So in the language of research methodology, stirring is known as adopting the proper research methodology, that is adopting the proper probabilistic sampling, and non-probabilistic sampling will solve your problem. Is it clear? Probabilistic sampling and non-probabilistic sampling will solve your problem of stirring to bring the homogeneity in the sample. So you adopt some methods in which a proper samples are selected, which are true representative of the population. Do you agree? Now,
Yes, sir.
now adding more soup. So by increasing the population size, right, by broadening the scope of the study, it is possible that you can get the homogeneity, but this is not advisable. More advisable is this: add more salt or increase the sample size. So with the increase in sample size, you may get the homogeneity or your distribution will become normal. Clear? Shall I proceed further? Have you taken down the notes?
Yes, sir.
So, shall I delete it?
Yes, sir.
Now, again, my question to all of you is, frankly tell me that still who is not able to understand normal distribution? Be frank enough. Yes, Deepika, I will repeat it. Frank enough that I am still not able to understand the normal distribution, that what is a normal distribution and why we are so much obsessed with normal distribution. Anybody? Anybody wants to answer this? Anybody who wants to answer what is a normal distribution?
Normal distribution means it is balanced from everywhere.
Okay. If it is balanced from everywhere, then why it is bell-shaped?
That means very low possibility in the extreme ends and maximum possibilities in the average.
Any example, ma'am? Layman example.
When we attend any exam, any test, then the score of the students out of suppose the maximum marks is 100, then there is very few students will be there who will get 100 out of 100, and similarly very few students will be such that who will get 0 out of 100. So both extremes are very rare, but the maximum of students will score in the average range.
Okay. Let us understand this by a simple example. That in your class, what is the probability that there is a how many tall students are there? Very tall. And how many short students are there? Okay. So this probability will be lesser and lesser. But as you approach towards the mean of the class, the probability of the occurrence will go on increasing. And this is normal distribution. Similarly, what is the probability that there is a very fat student in the class, very thin student in the class? So the probability will be like this again. Is it clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Others also please mute the mic. Now, even nature follows the normal distribution. Okay. Even nature follows the normal distribution. Say, for example, there is an earthquake which has happened in some region, at some location. Okay. There is an earthquake which has happened. This is an epicenter. The maximum jolting of the earth will be near to the epicenter. Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
As you move far away from the epicenter, the jolting, the magnitude will become lesser and lesser.
Yes.
Now, if I superimpose this, and if I say that this is the magnitude away from the epicenter, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, this phenomena was observed by the academicians, and therefore, when they draw the sample that is a normal distribution, and a mean was considered, right? All of you must be faculty somewhere. I will give you one experiment to study. Okay, one experiment to study and study it. Go in the class and take the height of all students. Is it clear? First thing. Then calculate the mean and standard deviation. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Now, if you will take x bar plus or minus 1 sigma, then 68% observations will come here. It means that suppose your class is of 140 students, and if you take the mean of this 140 and standard deviation, then it will happen that if you multiply this by 0.68, say for example, there are 100 students in your class, and if you multiply it by 0.68, 68 students will obey this principle. Okay. How? Let us understand. X bar plus or minus 1 sigma means this. Then it will happen that the upper limit, consider the upper limit of the height and the lower limit. And you will allow only those students in the class which follow this, which are in this range. I bet that without calculation, only 67 to 68 students will be able to enter the class. Are you getting it? Are you getting it or not? Anybody requires an explanation for this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Can you please repeat this once again?
See, say for example, you are recording the height of the students. So you have written down 160, 170, 175, 155. These are the heights of the students which you are recording. 162, 180, 178, right? 167. 169, and 170. Done. 10 students are there. Now, take the summation of it. Right? You can take the average of this. Not the sum total, take the average and take the standard deviation. Is it done? Please confirm. This is average height of the students, and this is standard deviation. Can you see, all of you? Say yes or no.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
How many total students are there? 10. Okay. Now see. I will give the first rule. Average plus or minus. Okay. Plus or minus 1 standard deviation. Right. I'll just write down in plus or minus sigma, which is 7.483. This is standard deviation. Okay, and standard deviation also I will write it down here only. I'll keep this place as 1 standard deviation. Now let us start filling up the figure. 169.1 plus or minus, we will take that plus or minus 1 standard deviation, 7.48. Right? Now anybody take the calculator, first add it and then subtract it. What is the figure which you get? Tell me. What's the figure which you get? Roughly, you will get the figure as 176.5. Is it true?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, sir.
And the lower one?
161.1.
161.1.
161.1.
Now you say that this is your lower bound and upper bound. Okay. Now just count how many of them fall in this bound. Okay. 165. Is it there in this bound? In this range?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
170?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
175?
Yes.
Yes.
155?
No.
No.
162?
Yes.
180?
No.
No.
178?
No.
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 167?
Yes.
Yes.
169?
Yes.
Yes.
170?
Yes.
Okay. Now, out of this, how many no's are there?
3.
4.
3.
3.
3.
So, roughly I can say that 7 out of 10 are following this rule. Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
So, how much is this? 0.7.
0.7.
Now, I will repeat this thing similarly for 169.1. Everything will remain same, but the only thing which will change is 2 standard deviation. So, first I will multiply this 7.489 with 2 and then add it and then subtract it. I will get the new range bound. Is it clear?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Then I will do it for 3 standard deviation. If I go on repeating for 1, 2, and 3, I will get the normal distribution plot, which says that if you take, see this, plus or minus 1 standard deviation, 68% observation will follow this rule. When 2 standard deviation is taken, 95 will follow this rule. 3 standard deviation, 99.7% will follow this rule. If you see, we have given the proof of it. As even in case of just 10 samples, we got 0.7, which is very nearer to 0.68. If you take large sample, definitely this figure will approach to 0.68. This is the entire story of normal distribution plot. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Now, why is it applicable in our case? Because in social science, we are working on 2 standard deviation, right? What is 2 standard deviation? So 2 standard deviation is 95.45%. Just see here, right? Are you with me, all of you?
Yes, sir.
I'm going very slowly, and then I will explain the concept of p-value. Okay, just pay attention. We are working on plus or minus 2 standard deviation. So how much is this? It is 95%. So we are giving the inferences of the population based on the sample which is covering 95%. So how much is the error now? How much is the error?
5%.
5%.
So 5% error is there. What is this 5%? This 5% is
Level
equally
of
divided.
significance.
Yeah, this 5% is divided 2.5% this side and 2.5% this side. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So we are giving the conclusion for this thing from here, and this is the zone of rejection. Okay, why this is a zone of rejection, that also I will explain. But first of all, you understood what is the 5% level of significance. This is 5%, and our confidence is
95%.
that is the reason we always write this way, that whatever our analysis is there, we are 95% confidence in this analysis. This is the moral. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
We can never reach to 100% because we are working on sample. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Now let us come back again on this word fact. I gave you the example of skewness. This skewness can be because of the faulty design. Okay, I'll give you one more example. Suppose I am doing some survey in Assam and I give a call to Dipankar sir that, sir, I am coming. I am doing a survey of quality of life of people in Assam. Okay, in particular area. So now, Dipankar sir, are you listening?
Yes, sir.
So Dipankar sir gave the assignment to his students. Let's see, Dhaval sir is coming. Take him to the best location. Okay. So I collected the survey from the best location and I started writing the analysis that Assam people are well to do, everything is fine, things are well controlled, there is no problem. All are happy to do, and this was my perception from here. Now, second time again I gave a call to Dipankar sir after 2-3 years, and this time Dipankar sir gave the assignment to some another group of students. So this group was a notorious students. This group was very notorious. These students thought that this Dhaval sir is coming quite often every time. Now let us take him for a good ride. And therefore he took me to the ride where you can say the downtrodden areas was shown to me. Okay, downtrodden areas were shown to me. So I was quite surprised that what has gone wrong. Why my perception in first and in my perception in second has changed. The things have toppled. Things are upside down. Now, why this thing happened? Because the sample which was collected was skewed. Okay. So then I complained to Dipankar sir that, see, I am not able to get the correct picture of the Assam state. Can you help me? So Dipankar sir was very kind enough to me. He told me that don't take the sample this way. We will divide the entire Assam state into some districts, and you take sample from each and every area to get the overall view of Assam. Is it clear? So by properly stirring the sample, Deepika ma'am, for you are not able to understand what was stirring. By properly stirring the sample, or rather stirring the population, I am giving an equal opportunity to each one to be the representative in my sample. And when I will carry this study again, I'll be able to get the result which is having a characteristics of repeatability and reproducibility. What does that mean? Any research has to have a two concept, that I can repeat the experiment, and if I repeat the experiment, I should be able to reproduce the result. So if a proper sampling is done over the years, after 10 years also, people will celebrate your study, that a proper research methodology or research design was adopted, and because of this, his results are very, you can say his results are very much nearer to the population, and whatever his study is, it is very genuine. Is it clear? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay. Let us come back here now. Most of the time we get confused. That thing we are going to do in normality testing. Okay. We keep this thing reserved for normality testing. Same concept we will take up again. But first of all, we'll again go back in this table. Right? And now this time I will copy this here. Be with me, all of you. And I will create the new table. I'll create the new table. Okay. I'll remove this text. Please remove it. Done. I want to remove this also, this also, this also. So things are clear for me now. Now you tell me that when both the variables are categorical, yesterday we ran which type of test? Which type of statistics was computed? Which type of statistics was computed?
Frequency.
Frequency.
No, not frequency. Frequency is for unit.
Bar diagram.
No. I am asking which chart was tabulated?
Bar charts.
Cross tabulations. Cross tabulation we had done. No, how many females are in?
Yes,
So that
sir.
is cross tabulation. It is also known as contingency tables. Right?
Yes.
Now, when both of them are continuous to continuous, what we can do?
Scatter plot.
Scatter plot is a graphical representation. But what's
T-test.
No.
Correlation. Correlation.
Normal probability.
Correlation.
When there is only two variables, we'll be running correlation. And when there are more than two variables, we'll be running regression. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Now we will come in this compartment. What we can do here? When one variable is categorical and another variable is continuous.
Is T-test.
T-test.
T-test and
No.
Chi-square.
ANOVA.
ANOVA.
Chi-square we will be doing here.
Here.
Cross tabs and chi-square. They both are performed together. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Shall I proceed further? Shall I proceed further?
Yes, sir.
No,
Now,
sir.
no, no.
Huh.
Yes or no?
No, sir. Just give me 2 minutes.
Right. Write it down. Write it down. Please write it down. It is really good that you are writing. Okay. See, I always tell my students or whatever workshop which I organize, I always tell the difference in writing. You must have seen your students taking the photographs of whatever you are doing it, and another is writing. What is the difference between this? What happens if a student writes and if a student takes the photograph?
If he writes, he understands better.
To write, first of all, the things go in his brain, and then he is trying to articulate this thing in writings. But when he takes the photograph, nothing goes in the brain, straightforward, garbage in, garbage out, it happens. And therefore, if you want to be good, you always write. At this, after so many years also, I have a practice of writing. Please write. Then you will have a good command of writing a paper in a nice way. Don't take photographs. Write. Okay, shall I move forward now?
Yes, sir.
Now, let us understand the concept of hypothesis. And every time we get confused, it is null, alternative, reject, fail to reject, accept, fail to accept. There is no relation, no association, no difference. Does it happen or not? Write down in the chat box, yes or no. Please write down in the chat box, does it happen or not? Yes, Bhaskar sir, I am Bhaskar ji, मैं share कर रहा हूँ. Does it happen or not? Okay. So believe me, at the end of this session today, you will be master in framing the hypothesis. These are my words. Take my words. And nobody will be able to challenge you. Okay. Take my words. Right. The first thing which you should remember in hypothesis is you should always start with no. Okay. No. Is it clear? You should start with no. But my question is, why no? Why we start with null premises? No.
Then there is no chance of biasness.
No.
We want to reject it.
We always want to reject the null hypothesis.
Who is this person who is saying that we always have to reject null?
Dipjyoti.
Sorry?
Dipjyoti, sir. Dipjyoti Chakravarti.
Dipjyoti. Dipjyoti, I will remember this thing, that whatever we want to reject, we keep it in null. Is it true or false?
True, sir.
Whatever we want to reject, we want to keep it in null. Is it true or false?
True, sir.
It is false. You have introduced your bias in yourself.
Okay. So there is an error.
Right?
Okay.
Researchers should have got the affinity for null or alternative. Researchers should have an affinity for null or alternative. Please say yes or no in the chat box. Which one? Null or alternative?
Null, sir.
Think carefully and tell me. The researcher should have an affinity for null or alternative.
Alternatives.
The researchers should have an affinity for null or alternative. Please pick up the researchers should not have affinity for any hypothesis. He should be completely detached, no affinity for any hypothesis. As soon as I say that I am having an affinity, I am biased. Clear? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Shall
Yes,
I
sir.
proceed further?
Yes, sir.
Now let us understand why the concept of hypothesis has been developed. How many of you agree the things which I am writing here, with due respect to all the religion, I am writing something here. When cat crosses the road, ill omen happens. First. Second, if I carry red handkerchief with me, good things happen to me. When my bike does not start, it indicates some warning, right? How many of you agree to this statement? 1, 2, 3.
Sir, these are all the researchers' problem. So researchers' problems are alternative hypothesis.
I agree. No,
Or,
sir,
that opposite to that is a null hypothesis.
no, I'm not saying null or alternative. Sir, we are not in the position at present discussing about null or alternative. My simple submission is these are statements. And how many of you agree to these statements? You may agree to 1, you may agree to 2, you may agree to all 3. It's a choice. Bhaskar agree to none. Okay. Anybody who agrees?
Agree to none.
Ripunjoy Goswami, superstitious statements. This look like superstitions. Okay. How many of you agree to 1? 1. First one. Okay. Now there may be some people who agree to this 1. There may be some people, right? Now I will write the 4th statement and see the polarization will start. Solar eclipse people close the doors and windows so that bad devils don't enter. Now, do you agree or not? Tell me. Please say truth. Anisha Mahanta has done it. Yes, agreed. Munmun Bordoloi has said agreed. Fine. I have given the lecture all over the world and there is a different concept of solar eclipse in the entire world, right? In some places, solar eclipse is worshipped. In some places, people consider it as a bad omen, right? Now, you accepted these statements without proof. Is there any proof available for these statements? But as the knowledge was passed to you by generations, by your parents, by your grandparents, this knowledge, which is now considered as superstition, You have started refuting it. Do you agree? The word is refuting. Do you agree or not? The word is refutation. So you all are blessed that we are born in the society where I can do the refutation. And therefore, I refute to accept this. I refute to do this. I refute to agree with you. So we are born in the society where you can refute. Now, what is so classical about this? Let us understand. Can you imagine that any person who says that the sun is stationary and earth revolves around it? A person said this statement. Should I prosecute him for this statement? Any person is saying such statement that sun is stationary and earth revolves around it. Should I prosecute any person for this? Say yes or no.
No, sir.
Come on, say yes or no. I will slowly bring you to hypothesis testing and then t-test and parametric. We are on tracks only. Should I prosecute? Yes, Pratap
Yes.
Mehdi.
Yes.
You should you should prosecute.
Because
Why?
the sun is not stationary. It also spins on its own. It also rotates.
Then I am talking about the relative position. I am saying that sun is stationary and it may be spinning and earth is rotating around it. I am just saying this much only. Yes, Kailash Paudwal, yes. Why the question is why he should be prosecuted, right? Now, let me tell you, a person whose name was Galileo, he simply said this statement that your original thinking is wrong, that sun is revolving around the earth is stationary. He opposed it. He refuted this. And therefore, he was prosecuted. You can see in Wikipedia, and you can see the past. You can see the last years of Galileo. He was prosecuted lifetime. So we are born in the society where it is permissible that you can refute. It means that, for example, just listen to me, okay? Just listen to me very carefully. I am speaking some statement. If you will walk 2 miles every day, you will learn SPSS very easily. Do you refute me? I am a resource person. Do you refute me? Say yes or no. My statement is, if you walk 2 miles a day, you will learn
Yes.
SPSS. Right? Now, you don't accept this theory. And therefore, you say that you don't accept this theory. Now, you frame the hypothesis from your side that I have given this theory to you. What should be your statement on this? Tell me. What statement should be there? There is no, what you will write? There is no
Relation between me walking and learning of SPSS.
Very nice. So you have made a barricades for me. The Knowledge Society has made the barricade that there is no relationship between X and Y. And onus of proof is now in the hands of researcher. That you all have made the cartel. All the research students have made the cartel. That we don't accept such normal statements that if you walk 2 miles a day and you learn SPSS and you will demand a proof for me. Do you agree? And you will say, sir, first give the proof and then only we will accept it. Is it clear? And
Yes.
therefore, this concept was given by Karl Popper, who is considered as a father of framing the hypothesis. His original words, if you want, what his thinking was, let us understand. Karl explanation on hypothesis. Please others mute the mic. All others please mute the mic. Okay. His original words. According to the Popper, you observe first swan, it is white. You observe second swan, it is white. You observe third swan, it is white, and you draw conclusions that all swans are white. That is not a science. This is a Sigmund Freud theory. So he said that if you want to prove that swans are white, what you will do? That instead of looking for white swans, you start looking around for the black swans. And if you don't get any black swans, you will say that all swans are white. That is science. Now, why we are so much arguing in this matter? The reason is, let us understand. I want that the parametric test and non-parametric test gets settled in you. Dipankar sir has made a theory. Dipankar sir, are you listening?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, fine. And you are having a PhD student?
Yes, sir.
Right. Now see, let us understand that Dipankar sir is a very established researcher and he gave some theory or he gave some research which was very meaningful for the society. Now, any candidate who is doing PhD, now the research which is being done, it is refuting the original theory of Dipankar sir. Will Dipankar sir give the rights to do this? It's just a healthy discussion. There is no such concept. Just we are giving an example. Can the PhD candidate refute the theory of Dipankar sir? Say yes or no.
Yes, sir.
Say yes or no. Say yes or no. Right. And as we are having the liberty that we can refute, we don't follow your theory. I am refuting it and I want to give a new branch to the theory and I will give a new proof to this. So for the progress of the science, it is necessary that we refute each other. But that does not mean that Dipankar sir is not in the good terms with the PhD candidate. Good terms in means, yes, you are my candidate. Things are okay. But when it comes of science, we are on different tables. I refute you, you refute me. And then only our science will progress. Is it clear? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now the example to this is that the Newton gave the theory of laws of gravitation. But Einstein refuted the theory that whatever theory which you are giving, it is only applicable for Earth. I want to give the theory which is applicable for universe. And therefore, we start with the premises there is no relationship between X and Y. And if you are having any proof to this, give the proof. And if the proof is there, we will accept the new knowledge. And that is what is known as progressive thinking, which started in Europe in 19th century. Others, please mute the mic. Others, please mute the mic. So this progressive thinking was allowed. I will give you a very simple example to this. Very simple example. Who is the father of modern India? Father of modern India, anybody? Father of modern India. Don't Google it. Don't Google it.
Jawaharlal Nehru, Pandit.
No, no. Father of modern India.
B.R. Ambedkar.
No, no. Bhaskar ji, you are saying father of nation. The father of modern India is Raja Ram Mohan Roy. We should be proud of this person. Anybody who is aware about this, his contributions in the society? Anybody aware about this, his contributions in the society?
Yes.
What?
This child marriage, they banned the child marriage and
The biggest thing which he opposed was
widow marriage. Yeah.
the sati system, right? Now let us understand the concept of sati, normality, and shifting of normality. Be with me. I'll take the concept of sati with normality. In 17th and 18th century, it was considered normal. Please don't misunderstand me. Please don't misunderstand me. I'm trying to explain your concept. It was considered to be normal that a female giving a life with his husband, with her husband. It was the evil practice which was there in the society, sati system. But this person opposed it. He refuted this concept and he said that I completely disagree to this. This is not normal, and therefore the mean was shifted and a new normal was observed. And now we are living in the progressive society in which the sati system and the widow marriages are banned. Child marriages are banned. So this person shifted the mean and we got the new normality. Is it clear? So we have refuted. So we should refute the things, then only we will be able to progress. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Right. Now, all of you go in SPSS. No, sorry. Here, still something is left out. I will again copy this here. Is it visible to all of you? Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now we get confused most of the time that where to use the word association, relation, difference, impact, right? I'll make the things very simple for you. When you are in this quadrant, when you are running category to category, you will be using the word association. Please write it down.
Sir, we are not hearing you.
Yeah. When you want to carry out regression, you can use the word effect, impact, and influence. Please go on writing it. These are the words these are the things which are not given in any of the books. Nowhere it has been so written like this way. Please write it down. Now, when you are in this compartment, you are using the word difference. Done? Is it done?
Yes, sir.
Here,
So when we will use difference?
When one variable is categorical and another variable is continuous. We will be doing this, we will be running this in SPSS, and I will give you many homework today. Don't worry. You have to be prepared for homework. Get ready, right? Now, this thing we will keep reserved later on. Here, we are not carrying out any test, but this cell is kept reserved for logistic regression and discriminant analysis. It does not have any hypothesis. They are analysis. Okay. So we will start first framing the hypothesis. I will pick up one categorical variable from here and one categorical from here. And there are some words which should always be there in my null hypothesis. And these words are no and significant. All other things go on changing, right? All other things keep on changing. So I will say null means there is no relation, no association. We are giving the task to the researcher that if you are having anything, please give the association. Now, the reason for this is that we have created a big wall that to avoid the garbage of theories. To avoid the garbage of theories, we want that the onus of proof should be on the researcher. That if you are giving a theory, if you are giving a model, if you are giving a relationship, tell me, give me the proof. The proof is there or not. Okay. All of you, start SPSS. The data file which has been sent to you. We'll be working on employee data only. Done? Okay. Now pick up two categorical variables. Any two categorical variables can be picked up. Please write down in the chat box. Two categorical variables. Gender. Two categorical variables. Job category. Is there any other categorical variable? Is there any other categorical variable? Education. Okay. Any other? Please go on seeing the data frame. Is there any other? Minority. Yes, Anisha, you are right. So let us write down the categorical variables here one by one. Okay, be with me. So I'll say gender, job category, education level, and minority. Right? So these are my same thing. I can repeat here also. Right? Now pick up one variable from here and pick up one variable from here. Naturally, you will not pick up gender and gender. The variables should be different. Okay. So pick up one variable, gender from here, and job category from here. So I'll go here. Now I'll write down gender, job category, right? And I am in which compartment? I am in this compartment. And so it is necessary that I will use the word association. So there is no significant association between gender and job category. Done. Now you are the masters of hypothesis framing. See, so simple. Okay. Done. Are you able to understand this now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now I will give you one more, two categories more, and I want to see the fastest finger first. How will you frame the null hypothesis of this, right? You should be very quick. Gender, and you will type in the chat box, gender and minority. Come on, be fast. What should be the null hypothesis of this? Right. Sunny Shrestha, very nice. Very nice. No significant association between gender and minority. Very nice. Excellent. One more. One more. Okay. One more opportunity. Minority and education level. Minority and education level. Okay, very nice. Good. So I'll remove this and I'll write it down. Alternative. There is significant association between gender and job category. Done. And there is no significant association. Done. And this is what we are doing, cross steps or chi-square. So today we will understand how to write the interpretation of chi-square. Okay, get ready all of you. From where I can conduct the chi-square. I'll go in analyze, descriptive statistics, cross steps. Which is a dependent variable and which is an independent variable here? Can anybody tell me? Gender and job category, which is independent?
No independent.
Gender independent.
There is no concept of dependent and independent variable in chi-square, ma'am. Remember this. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay. Yes, I forgot.
So gender in rows, job category, column, statistics. Click statistics, chi-square. Continue. Display clustered bar chart. Go in cells, row and column, which we did yesterday, but we did not carry out any formal test here. There was no formal testing which was done. Right? There was no formal testing which was done. We just interpreted that out of so and so. Continue. All of you are with me. Shall I press OK? Say yes or
sir.
no.
Yes, sir.
Click OK. So I have got the result. All of you. You have got the result or not?
Yes, sir.
Now what is the first thing which I'll do? File, export, And now I will name this file as chi-square. Save. Sorry. D drive. Save. Click OK. Yeah, please repeat. No need to worry. I'll go here. Cross tabs. Kailas ji, just see here. Gender, job category, statistics, chi-square. Continue. Cells, row, column. Continue. Display clustered bar chart. Continue. Done. Now go in cross tabs, chi-square. First of all, we'll start cleaning this. Clean this, done. Clean this, done. Clean this also, done. Now copy the null hypothesis here, or null and alternative hypothesis, copy it here. If you want, you can write it down. Now directly go to the test. You have to see the Pearson chi-square value. Done? Are you getting the value? Say yes or no.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now there is a very universal rule which you have to remember. When the p-value, I already explained the probability. When your p-value is less than 0.05, we reject null hypothesis. And when the p-value is more than 0.05, we what will write?
Fail to reject.
Accept the null hypothesis.
Accept the null hypothesis.
We accept the null hypothesis. This is to be written never. You can never write we accept, we write fail to reject. In the layman terms, you can remember accept, but you should not write this. Now, I want the explanation for this concept. Anybody who can explain me this concept? Anybody?
So there is
Because, sir, it falls under that 95% of acceptance that you showed.
so less than 0.05. That is we reject the null hypothesis, and therefore there is a significant association between these two.
If the calculated value is more than the tabulated value, then
you can say all my sessions have been designed in such a way, and I always take care of one thing: learn with fun. Give me the example which is a layman example, and I can remember this for lifetime. Okay, you want the example from my side? Now, let us understand. Somebody is accused of a crime. He is just accused. I'm not saying convicted. He is accused of the crime. And we are having the liberty to carry out the proceedings in the court by two methods. The first method, and the second method. Now in the first method, from day, we consider him to be convicted and his or her lawyer have to prove that he is, I'll rub this, just a minute. I consider on the first day itself that a person is guilty and his lawyer, his or her lawyer has to prove he is not guilty. In the second method of carrying out the proceedings, we start with the premises that the person is not guilty and the lawyer has to prove that the person is guilty. Which method is more dangerous?
Second method.
Second one.
So you feel second one is more dangerous. Why?
Sir, both are dangerous.
Both are dangerous. Okay. Our court is following which system? First one, the second one.
First one.
Our court, our institute, our constitution, our law.
Second one. Second
Yes, we are following the second method, right? Yeah, POSCO is the first one. I agree. POSCO is the first one. There are some law in which we go for the first one. Now let us understand. Domestic violence is also the first one. Now just understand what is the hazards of this first method. That in the absence of any proof, what will happen? If the proof is not there, what will happen?
Not guilty.
The guilty person will be released.
How he will be released? We
Because
have
there
what? No, there is no proof for
Yes,
him
sir.
to
No
prove,
proof. Yes,
to
sir.
prove him not guilty. There is no proof to prove him not guilty. So what will happen?
Guilty.
He will be punished.
He will be punished.
Punished. Yes.
Okay. Now here, if the proof is not there, what will happen?
Not guilty.
Not guilty. Okay. Now listen carefully. Suppose if the proof is not there, what will be the verdict of the judge? What will be the verdict of the judge? What he will say? He will give the second date and he will say that collect more proof. Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
So the person is guilty or not guilty depends upon how much amount of the proof is there. Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Now let us replace all this concept with the social science. Suppose we go with this model that a researcher is giving a model and without proof we are accepting the model, which is very dangerous. But here we are not accepting the model and we are saying to the researcher, please give the proof, then only we will accept the model. Now it will happen that you will have a less proof. So how we can increase the proof? We will increase the sample size. So possibly in this sample, you did not got any relationship, but when I increase the sample size, you may get the relationship. So a person is guilty and not guilty is entirely based on the proof. Now the last part. Can I say with confidence that a person not guilty is equal to honest? Can I say this?
No.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Why no? Why no? Because
Yeah,
he is not guilty in the presence of no proof. So we fail to reject null because we don't have any proof. But that does not mean we accept null. Thank you. This was the entire story. Is it clear? We don't have so strong evidence that I can say we accept null. No, we are working on sample and therefore we reject or we fail to reject. A person is guilty, a person is not guilty. But not guilty does not mean that the person is honest. Fail to reject does not mean we are accepting it. We fail to reject because of the sample size. Shall we proceed further?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, just see the p-value here. What will be your verdict? How will I write this here? The p-value is less than 0.05.
There is no significant association.
No. You will start with as very technical. I am teaching you how to write a research paper. Very technical, sound knowledge, which you will carry for years together as the p-value of Pearson chi-square. Okay, where it is? See here. This one, Pearson chi-square. So write down in the bracket the value 79.277. This value. This one, this value. And is 0.00, which is less than 5% level of significance. We, come on, tell me what we will do.
Reject null hypothesis.
Reject null hypothesis.
We reject null hypothesis, which means that there is significant association between gender and job category. Done? Please write it down. Please write it down. Done? Which table you want? Munmi, Bordoloi. Which table you want? Which table you want? Chi-square table. Yeah, I'm showing you the chi-square. Yeah, this is the chi-square. So I will copy this analysis here. I'll write it down here. And now I am in the position to write. Now I'll use the word findings. Control V. I'll use the word findings. And once I find the association, then only I should go for interpretation of this table. If I don't find the association, there is no point in interpreting, right? There is no point in interpreting because there is no association. But here we can see that there is some association and therefore it is necessary to report. So how will you report? Normally, the highest frequency and the lowest frequency is reported. One highest and one lowest, or 2 highest and 2 lowest we are reporting. So we will pick up this frequency 206 and we will specify that out of 474 respondents, 56.7% are female in clerical category, or you can do the interpretation of this also. So it is completely upon the researcher how to write. Clear? Shall I move to the next level now? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Any questions are there? Please ask. Please save this file as the chi-square interpretation. Now your homework for today, sir, is it no significant association? Interpretation in short, please. Okay. Kailas Podwal, still you have not understood what is the association? Kailas Podwal. Okay. He wants some more explanation to this, that what is a whole concept. Now I am writing something here and you tell me that is the association there or not between this urban, rural, male, female, just tell me, is there any association between gender and the locality? Please write in chat box. What do you feel about this? Is there any association between gender and locality? No, yeah, yes. Tell me quickly. Will chi-square be significant here or insignificant here? Will chi-square be significant or insignificant here? Right. There is no association between gender and locality. This will be your null. It means that the probability of finding male, the percentage of male in urban area, are they same to rural area? Yes. Percentage of male in urban and percentage of female in urban, are they same? Yes. And therefore we can strictly say that there is no association. But the same example, suppose if I now do the polarization. Can I say that there is some association between gender and locality? Can I say now? Can I say now? Right. I can say here because the polarization has happened. Males are found more in urban area and females are found more in rural area. And therefore, there is a polarization which has happened. And therefore, this is the whole story, that there is an association between gender and locality. Is it clear? Shall I proceed further now? Ready for the next level? Say yes or no. Okay. Now we enter into this compartment. This compartment. I will pick up one categorical variable from here and one continuous variable from here. Come on, quickly pick it up. Quickly pick it up.
Salary and gender.
So I want to pick up. So first I'll write down null. Our default settings are, what are our default settings? What we should always write first? No and significant. These are our default settings. Okay. You want to take gender and salary.
No significant difference between gender and gender.
So we will enter into this compartment and I'll pick up this word difference. Okay, I have to use the word difference. So there is no significant difference in salary. Don't write there is no significant difference in gender and salary. No, you cannot write that way. There is no significant difference in salary of male and female. You can write that way. This is one method. Or you can write down null. No significant difference in salary according to the gender. Two methods are available. Please write it down. First one or second one, both are correct. There is no problem. First one and second one, both are correct.
Sir, if we write there is no significant relation between gender and salary, that will not be right. Is it, sir?
You will be entering into the fourth compartment, madam. You are using the word relation.
Okay, okay, understood, sir.
Difference. See, who is this, ma'am? May I know your good name?
I'm Saptadipa Chandelier.
Yeah, Saptadipa, ma'am. See, listen. What you are actually doing, just forget the hypothesis. Actually, what you are doing, tell me. By taking the salary of male and female, what you want to do?
Who get more salary?
No. Who is drawing more salary? You want to do the comparison?
Yes.
And then-
If salary is, yeah, kind of, if male get more salary or the female get more salary.
Yeah, so you want to do the comparison?
Yes.
So just think, can I say that the female salary is related to male? Is there any such concept?
No.
No. So both of them are independent entity.
Yes.
And therefore I want to say that is there any difference in this salary or not? So that is the reason we are using the word difference.
Okay, okay. Understood, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Now how to carry out this analysis? I'll go in analyze, compare means. We are comparing the means, and we will go in independent sample t-test. Why we are going in independent sample t-test? Because male and female are different independent groups. Now in test variable, we will always take the continuous variable, which is salary. And in grouping variable, we will take the grouping variable as gender. Done. Now it is asking me define the groups. So for that purpose, you go in variable view and see the codings which have been given. So go in variable view, click on gender, 3 dots will appear. Male is coded as M and female is coded as female. So just write down M and F. Okay, M and F. Continue. Click OK. And you will get the result.
So can you please repeat this process, the t-test?
Analyze, compare means, independent sample t-test. Now, file, export, browse, save this as independent sample t-test. Click OK. Done. Is it done?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now go in independent sample t-test. Start removing this. First of all, copy our null hypothesis here. What is our null? So I'll take the second one. Now you will always have to see this p-value. This p-value. Okay, this p-value. And we will write the interpretation. Come on, anybody can help me? How to start framing it? Anybody can help me? Come on, anybody can help me or not? What I'll write? Tell me.
Since p-value is less than 0.05,
As the
p-value
p-value of t
is less than
t statistics. Okay. Now write down the t statistics, which is there, this value. Is 0.00, which is less than 5% level of significance. We fail to reject null hypothesis. Is it correct? Is it correct? Say yes or no.
Yes, sir.
See properly.
No,
Is it
sir.
correct?
No, sir.
We reject null
We reject
hypothesis.
null hypothesis, which means
Right.
there.
Right. I was just testing. We reject null hypothesis. So we conclude that there is significant difference in salary of male and female. Difference is there. The difference is large. Now, how much is that difference? You can go in mean value of male mean salary and female mean salary. So just write it down here. Mean salary of male is $46,000 and that of female is $26,000. So we can say that in organization, males are drawing, we can say that in organization, the average salary of male is higher than female. This means that company is biased towards females. Can I use such words or not?
No, sir.
Sir, bias you cannot use.
Right? being a researcher, being a statistician, you don't have any authority to write such words in your dissertation, right? Don't write such words. Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay. Now you tell me, which is the another variable in which I can carry out the independent sample t-test? Any other variable?
Job category and salary.
Salary and salary.
Job category has more than 2 grouping variables. Clerical, custodial, and managerial. You cannot run t-test that. It has got more than 2 groups.
The job time and minority.
Education level and salary begin.
Education level has got 15 categories. You cannot run them.
Sir, minority.
The
Yes.
minority and job category. Sorry, minority and sir, job time.
Minority and job category, when both of them are in categorical, you will be running chi-square. When
Yes,
it is
sir. Yes,
one,
sir. I understand. Yes, sir.
one is
Minority and salary.
yeah, minority and salary.
Salary.
Now,
Yes.
anybody who will be fast in writing the null in the chat box, what will be the null? We are running minority and salary. One categorical, one continuous. Anukampa Devi, you are fast, but please pay attention. You
No
have to,
significant difference.
right. You have to use the
Okay,
word.
Yes, sir. Difference.
There is no significant difference in the salary according to the presence in minority. There is no significant difference in salary according to the minority.
Okay.
You should not write there is no significant difference in minority and salary. No, according to the minority category. Right? Where we will go? Analyze, compare means, independent sample t-test, keep the salary as it is, transfer minority here. See the coding which is being done for minority. 1 and 0. 1 and 0. 9 is missing. 1 and 0. So define groups. 1, 0, continue. Okay. Okay. Anybody who will take the honors of the interpretation? See the p-value. Anybody who will take the honors of interpretation? Hello.
As the P statistics is for minus 3.915 is 0.00.
Right. Which is
less than 0.05.
right.
Level of significance.
Right.
So that null hypothesis is rejected.
Right.
And then we can conclude there is a significant difference between minority and the salary.
There is a significant difference in the salary according to the
minority.
According to the minority.
Sir, one more question. The singular two-tailed. Is there any one tail? One tail is there also?
Yeah, we will discuss this tomorrow. One tail, concept of one tail and two tail will discuss this. Okay. Now again interpret. Those whose presence in minority is there, their average salary is $28,000. And those who are not in minority, that average salary is $36,000. This is a US data set, right? Right? So you'll write down that if a person is present in minority, his average salary is not present in minority, $36,000. If he is present in minority, $28,000. The difference is there. So thank you all of you. This was all about independent running t-test, and tomorrow we will be discussing more about the t-test, ANOVA, the regression and correlation. Many more things to come. What do you? Yeah, go on.
What is the significance of this 11th test for equality of variance?
Okay. I wanted to take this topic with normality, but as you have raised the issue.
Actually, we get two t value and two significant values. So which one have to be taken? Equal variances assumed and equal variances not assumed.
Yeah. The basic assumption in running the t-test is the variances of both the groups should be equal. Variances should be equal. These variances, right? Then only I will be in the position to compare their means. Now see, this is the variance of one group, and this is the variance of another group. Can I compare it? Can I compare it?
No,
So
sir.
this is the variances are equal. This is the variances are unequal. So whenever you run the analysis, the first null hypothesis here is variances are equal, right? And you have to see the p-value. If this is rejected, if this null is rejected, you go for the second value interpretation. But most of the time, this will tell you. I again repeat, the null is equal variance is assumed. If it gets rejected, you will go in the second line. If it is accepted, you will do the interpretation for the first. So it is very simple. You start from here. If it is less than 0.05, shift to the second line. If it is more than 0.05, you remain in first line. That is equal variances.
Okay, sir. Then when we interpret, first we have to look after the 11th test and we have to explain that.
Yes, first we have to explain 11 statistics and then only you should explain. Actually, not also 11 statistics. First, you have to establish the normality, which we will see tomorrow.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Thank
Any other question is there? Please ask. Over to you, Dipankar sir.
Thank you, sir, for the wonderful session. So, thank you all the participants. Tomorrow at 2 again, we'll meet here. Sir, any assignments?
Assignments are that you have to pick up the two categorical variable from here, any two categorical variable in the data set which is given, and run the analysis on your own. And you have to pick up one categorical and continuous, and you have to run independent sample t-test.
Okay, so this will be the assignment for today, and all are requested to do the same and send or drop in the WhatsApp group. Thank you, sir. Thank you all. So see you tomorrow.